All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue with the program, but please continue enjoying your lunch. So at this time, it is my privilege to introduce Ed Eilert, Chairman of the Johnson County Board of Commissioners, who will deliver his 2022 State of the County Address. This year marks Ed's 44th year as a public servant in Johnson County. He served 28 years at Overland Park City Hall with 24 years as mayor. Ed was elected to the Board County of Commissioners in 2007 as 4th District Commissioner and became chairman of the Board of County Commissioners 4 years later. Chairman Eilert is now in the final year of his third and final term. Ed has called Johnson County home for more than half a century and has always lived in Overland Park. He started his career as a high school business teacher and retired after 40 years employed as an investment advisor. His business background has helped to guide his public service in local government. Chairman Eilert has long been a strong supporter of the local business community in providing support services to foster economic development and maintain our excellent quality of life. He served as the first chairman at the Johnson County Education Research Triangle Authority, completing 2 four-year terms. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our chairman of the County Commission, Ed Eilert.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Jameson, for that introduction. I did note this. Jameson and I are both graduates of Emporia State, and there's some other East State grads here, so be careful of the Hornets. You never know who's sitting beside you. What a great university. I want to say a special thank you to the Johnson County Partnership Council of our chambers. Thank you for the good work that you do all year long. And I would also like to say a special thank you to the chamber members, as well as the leadership of our chambers, for the important work that you do. And thank you for supporting today's luncheon. You know, the important partnerships that we have with our local chambers of commerce are so critical in providing economic activities and job opportunities for our entire community. So thank you very much. I want you to know that Johnson County leadership stands ready to cooperate in promoting the important work that you all do. It is a fact, I think, beyond any doubt, that we are stronger when we work together. I would also like to acknowledge my fellow commissioners who are able to be here today. Would you please stand as I call your name? Shirley Allenbrand, Vice Chair, representing the 6th District. Becky Fast, 1st District Representative. Jeff Myers, 2nd District Representative. Charlotte O'Hara, 3rd District Representative. I'm not sure Charlotte is here. Janae Hanslick, 4th District Representative. Michael Ashcraft, representing the 5th District. And I would also like to recognize other county leaders who are present today. Sheriff Calvin Hayden, thank you. District Attorney Steve Howell, and Chief Judge Charles Draghi. Judge, thank you. And County Manager Penny Postoke Ferguson. Thank you. I wouldn't be here being able to make these comments today without the work of some great staff. And they're not going to like this, but I'm going to name them. Gerald Hay, Eric Stoltz, got it right, Eric. And Director of our Public Information Office, Jody Hanson, as well as my assistant, Penny Pearson. Thank you all. And last but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce my wife, Jan. Jan's a native Johnson Countyan, grew up in Overland Park, and she has stood by my side for almost 60 years and helped me immensely in many different ways. Thank you, dear, for being here. It's my honor to present the State of the County for 2022. The past two addresses were done differently and by distance because of COVID-19. It is so good to be back in a community gathering and have an online audience. Thank you all for attending today, whether in person or virtually. We know the COVID-19 has been one of the biggest challenges we have ever faced in our community. We are fortunate, however, to live in a community that's resilient and tough in every way. The state of Johnson County is strong because we are stronger together. The pandemic has changed us in many ways over the past 2 years. It has also taken a sad toll on individuals of our community. Some 12,000 lives in Johnson County have been lost because of COVID. No death is a statistic. So at this time, I'd like to ask you to join me in a moment of silence to honor the lives that were lost. Thank you. As 2021 began, efforts to curtail the pandemic had one big positive change. Vaccines were developed and available. Our public health department administered more than 142,000 vaccinations last year to our residents as quickly as we were able to do so. When you look at the number of Johnson County residents who are fully vaccinated and compare it to our state and our country, it is impressive and was accomplished because we are stronger together. I want to thank the staff of the Johnson County Department of Health and Environment under the leadership of Dr. Sami Areola and our public health officer, Dr. Joseph Lemaster, for their tireless work. Our health professionals have administered tests and vaccinations, completed disease investigations, provided guidance, and kept us all informed. We know that working together and rolling up our sleeves together will make our community stronger and safer, as explained in our first video.
So we started off 2021 with vaccinations and had days where we were vaccinating over 3,000 persons. Demand was very high, but we knew that that was really a big game changer, that in dealing with this virus, mitigating the negative impacts on our residents, it was important to get the vaccine into as many arms as possible, as quickly as we could.
With the support of other departments throughout Johnson County, we were able to staff that fully, help people with traffic in the parking lot, help people that maybe had mobility issues get through those lines and get their vaccination. And it was very successful. We had days where we'd see, upwards of 2,000 people in a day.
I cannot tell you what a smooth operation this was. I am so pleasantly pleased.
There's a bit of relief. Another thing I don't have to worry about. Just another layer of protection against COVID.
We had workers that were going into homes. We got this big van. We take it to the street, churches, farmers market events.
So in 2021, Johnson County Department of Health and Environment continued our working relationship with our school districts and our private schools around COVID-19 prevention. This included providing them with very detailed guidance about how to reduce the spread within their classrooms and activities. We assisted with testing, with technical assistance, as well as with vaccination clinics.
The dashboard originally started as an internal tool for our internal staff to quickly assess kind of the conditions of COVID in the community, which quickly turned into a public resource. We're the first ones in the community to bring the COVID-19 metrics out and make them public to the community. We established that sense of transparency that we hope the citizenry of Johnson County appreciates, that we're trying to be upfront about the pandemic.
In 2021, we distributed 5.6 million PPE items. And to date, from 2020 until now, we've distributed over 19 million items. And so that's allowed our hospitals, our frontline responders, long-term care facilities, and other direct care providers to ensure that they have what they need to take care of our community. Now we also maintain a reserve to ensure that if there are future disruptions in the supply chain, we're prepared.
So we know that there were many negative effects to us as a community due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We were fortunate that Johnson County government received a federal allocation of funds as part of the CARES Act. Some of the examples of what we did were sharing funds with our schools, with our institutions of higher learning to help them address some of their issues around the need for personal protective equipment, around needs related to remote learning. Another example is food. We were able to develop a grant program for food pantries in the community that we dispersed allocations of about $16,000 to all of the identified pantries in Johnson County. We also were able to provide some assistance to our small business community. So I was very pleased that we were able to partner with the Enterprise Center in Johnson County to develop a small business grant program that we ended up dispersing $13 million in aid to our small business community.
Looking at the totality of what we did, really a lot of efforts from a lot of people, a lot of work, but the result, I think, justifies the investment that we put in.
Since day one of this health crisis, county government has had a all hands on deck approach in serving our residents and keeping them informed and safe. County employees stepped up in big ways and often in different ways. We work together regularly with cities, hospitals, healthcare providers, retirement facilities, nursing homes, and schools to cooperatively deal with the unprecedented pandemic. To keep the public informed, we launched an aggressive information campaign, including articles, podcasts, videos, and PSAs in English and Spanish. In 2021, we had 65 news conferences or town halls on Facebook Live. The COVID area of our website, jocogov.org, was updated daily to provide the latest information. The COVID dashboard had more than 800,000 visits last year. These informative efforts continue to this day. Because of our resilience and our can-do determination, I'm pleased to report that the state of Johnson County is also strong. We are back to near normal and since the pandemic, and in some cases, better. According to year-end statistics compiled by the County Economic Research Institute, or CERI, more than 340,000 Johnson Countyans are employed since 2021 began. That is an increase of approximately 4,500 who, when compared to the end of 2019 before the pandemic. From a statewide perspective, 1 in 5 employed Kansans reside in Johnson County. Our unemployment rates over the past 2 years are very low. Johnson County's unemployment rate ended last year at 1.7%. Our numbers are also low when you compare Johnson County jobless rates to the Kansas City metro area, the state of Kansas, and the United States. Our local economy had a good year in 2021 in more ways. Again, according to Siri, strong demand for homes coupled with historically low inventory of homes available for sale have driven prices higher. Despite record low inventory levels, the number of homes sold last year in Johnson County was the second most on record. Local home builders responded to the strong demand for new construction for single-family homes. The number of building permits issued last year for new single-family residential homes saw an increase of more than 30% compared to the previous year, and that was a 15-year record. Johnson County government's fiscal standing also remained strong, well-managed and prudent. The county maintained its excellent AAA bond rating by all 3 national bond rating agencies. Johnson County's taxing levy still remains the lowest mill levy among all 105 counties in Kansas. You can see how we compare to the other urban counties in the state. The 2022 budget included a $0.25 mill levy reduction. That was the 4th reduction in 5 years, without impeding the county's exceptional programs and services, which are highly rated by Johnson County residents in our annual survey. Johnson County continues to invest in community projects and infrastructure. This funding finances improvements to the county's transit system. It supports the county's stormwater management and county assisted road system program. We began 2021 by virtually celebrating the opening of a major project, the new Johnson County Courthouse. Thanks to county taxpayers, the state-of-the-art facility will serve the county's justice system for 75 years or more. The new courthouse had almost 136,000 visitors in the first year of operation and stayed busy with court activities, including couples who wanted to get married. The courthouse received a 2021 Justice Facility Review citation from the Academy of Architecture for Justice and won other professional recognitions. And across the street, crews then spent the next several months taking down the old courthouse piece by piece, with more than 85% of the debris recycled. That left a green space of approximately 4 acres as the Johnson County Square, which was dedicated on December 9 of last year. The square represents the best-in-class partnerships, community participation, common interest, and shared vision by many who were involved in that project, including a donation of 33 trees by 14 local Rotary clubs. These are stellar examples of how we are stronger together. Johnson County also funds projects at the county's new Century Air Center near Gardner and the Executive Airport in Olathe. These 2 airports are important in landing new businesses, job creation, and economic development, including plans for a new commerce center at New Century. The next video offers additional information.
Out of Johnson County's airports in 2021, we saw incredible investments made. We saw over $1 million worth of new roads installed at New Century Air Center. We saw the replacement of Taxiway Alpha through complete reconstruction, which was funded through a 100% FAA grant taking place. We also saw the start of our first new large hangar at New Century Air Center in almost 25 years. And not only one, but a second one was underway and a third one got underway right at the beginning of 2022. We were able to receive our first grant from the KDOT, the Kansas Department of Transportation, for a rail grant to improve some of the legacy rail that came along with the Olathe Naval Air Station, but also we were looking for opportunities to get dollars out of the Infrastructure Act. And that could include replacing things like the 1942 original Navy Tower, which is still the contract tower we have in place today for air ops at New Century. And last year, did we have a special treat? Because for only the fourth time in their history, they did a combined air show together, where we had the Navy Blue Angels and the U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds come to New Century Air Center over the 4th of July weekend. And at least 54,000 people came and enjoyed the show that was on Saturday and Sunday of 4th of July weekend. It was probably the largest air show in the country by attendance, the largest air show in terms of the number of different folks that participated in the program overall. And frankly, you just couldn't take a bad picture of the day. The weather was wonderful, and the excitement from people from young to old there. It's such a fascinating with things related to aviation, and some of the amazing things that these folks and performers can do up in the air is just breathtaking. And we're excited to have the opportunity to replicate that in 2022 with the return of the Thunderbirds over Labor Day weekend, September 3rd and 4th at New Century Air Center. And we'll start seeing the first phase of the Commerce Center built out, which is almost $15 million in new infrastructure investment made on the east side.
So the New Century Commerce Center was conceived to be an 850-acre multimodal development that will appeal and have broad appeal to a wide variety of industrial users, everybody from logistics and warehouse companies through high-tech manufacturers. With that development comes jobs, which we're very excited about. We believe the development has the potential to attract over 4,000 new jobs to the area, to be combined with the 5,000 jobs that are already out here, which would make New Century one of a very large and significant employment center here in Southwest Johnson County. The multimodal aspect of the New Century Air Center is really unmatched in the area. The access to rail, the access to the airfields, as well as the interstate access that exists is really unmatched.
So last year, 2021, was remarkable for the fact that Johnson County's airports, when put together as an airport system, was the busiest system in the state of Kansas. Nearly 110,000 takeoffs and landings, which included 76,000 takeoffs here at the New Century, which is the second highest number dating back to 1991 ever of takeoff and landings at one of our airports. And so I think that trend, we've now seen that going up the last couple of years. Hopefully that trend will continue into 22 as well, especially with some of this new infrastructure in place.
Johnson County continues to invest throughout our community in other ways. By the end of 2021, substantial progress was made on the rebuilding of the Tomahawk Creek wastewater treatment facility in Leawood. A ribbon cutting event is scheduled on May 4th to celebrate completion of this important work. This was the county's largest ever capital project until the Nelson wastewater treatment facility in Mission recently received the green light. The Nelson complex is the county's oldest wastewater treatment facility that serves Northeast Johnson County. The complex is getting a major upgrade, replacing aging plant infrastructure and increasing the future capacity and modernizing its operations. The project is entering the design phase currently and pending securing long-term financing, the start of construction, hopefully sometime this year. 2021 also saw important progress with both the Johnson County Park and Recreation and Johnson County Library multi-year master plans. Cedar Niles Park in West Olathe opened in December of 2021. Dedication of the county's 16th park is scheduled on April 9. A little more than a month ago, Johnson County Library completed major renovations to the Central Resource Branch Library in Overland Park. And the design is being finalized for the new library on the Miriam Community Center campus to replace the existing Antioch branch. Construction should begin in 2023. And a location has been purchased for a new MEDAC facility in Lenexa. Additionally, a MEDAC station in Shawnee is in the design phase with plans to break ground later this year. Land, brick and mortar are necessary community investments, but equally important are the county resources that have become beacons of hope year in and year out. The fact remains that in the toughest of times, people need these services the most. When we work to lift up our community's vulnerable population, we are stronger together. A core function of county government is meeting the needs of our growing aging population. The Department of Aging and Human Services served as a central safety net and a lifeline for aging adults, children, and low-income families. Mental health is another critical component of community health. We know the pandemic has made this more difficult with increased demands at Johnson County Mental Health Center. Another important human service is provided by Johnson County Developmental Supports, serving residents with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our final video tells us more.
A vital part of Johnson County's quality of life is the support the community gives to its vulnerable populations. Johnson County Developmental Supports, its Department of Aging and Human Services, and its Mental Health Center play key roles in lending a helping hand to people who need it. Johnson County Developmental Supports, JCDS, helps individuals in the community with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Those individuals can function the most independently when they live in group homes like this one. These homes are acquired and renovated with funds raised by the not-for-profit Friends of JCDS.
The home that we're currently in now is in Overland Park, and it's a home we purchased in 2021 and will be fully operational for 4 residents here within by the time of the state of the county.
In 2021, 2 new homes were purchased and 3 were opened. This is one of the 3. 3 of these ladies moved here from a house where the bathroom door wasn't wide enough to accommodate all their wheelchairs. Renee Maroney couldn't close the door behind her when she went in. In this house, she can. Besides having more privacy,
and I can do my own laundry. The other house, I needed help with staff getting my laundry done. And we have a front washer, and I have a hamper that has wheels so I can push it.
In an economic climate where affordable housing is hard to find, these homes allow their residents to age in place. JCDS is able to control the rent and keep it manageable.
In 2022, we have big things ahead for us, including 2 new homes that we intend to open. One of those being our first build from the ground up.
The Johnson County Mental Health Center is seeing a buildup of successful initiatives. In 2021, Johnson County and its cities agreed to add new co-responders to bring the total up to more than 20. Every jurisdiction now has at least 1, and in some places, they're working all hours of the day and night.
We're able to respond to those behavioral health calls in a way that we can support the police departments. And so then when you combine a co-responder with a CIT trained officer, you're able to de-escalate those situations and get that individual the care they need.
The Mental Health Center has also increased its presence at the Johnson County Jail, providing treatment on site to inmates with mental health and substance abuse issues. And when those inmates leave the jail, the Mental Health Center has a new reentry initiative to help them put their lives back together. New in 2022, mental health professionals from Johnson County will staff the suicide prevention hotline 24 hours a day. Callers from Johnson County will always talk to someone local rather than out of state, no matter what time of day they call. In July, the number will be simplified to the 3-digit 988.
As we move in July of 2022, we'll move from a 10-digit number to a 3-digit number similar to 911. And so individuals who are experiencing a mental health disorder or who are acutely suicidal can call this 988 number and be connected with a mental health professional right away.
Johnson County's Department of Aging and Human Services offers help to people facing financial hardship. It provides utility assistance and operates 3 food pantries.
We provide mostly shelf-stable foods like canned meats, canned fruits and vegetables, peanut butter and jelly. We also provide some hygiene items like toilet paper and soap.
The same department offers free transportation for qualified adults like John and Kathy Overton. It's called Catch a Ride. This volunteer driver is taking John to a medical appointment.
One of my drivers, he took me to the dentist and he took me to the eye doctor, and he sits and waits and he holds the door open and he makes sure you're all right.
They wait to pick you up. They don't drive away and leave you to come back and pick you up again. They just stay there and wait for you, which is just unheard of.
The Department of Aging and Human Services operates the Area Agency on Aging.
Good morning, Sharon. How are you this morning?
Through the AAA, older residents can get home-delivered meals. Max DeWeese is a volunteer who's been delivering them for 34 years. At the age of 101, he's about to retire from this. But this World War II Marine, who knows a thing or two about service, knows he makes a difference for those who receive his deliveries.
You realize that a lot of these people, I'm the only person they'll see today, the only person they'll talk to today. So I try to spend a little time with them visiting because I know that.
The AAA also offers meal programs at neighborhood nutrition centers and Hy-Vee grocery stores. A new aging resources guide provides a one-stop shop for online information about services for seniors. A new online form has streamlined the intake process. People can apply for themselves or for a loved one in need. Getting help for those who need it is one of the things Johnson County does best, making this a community that's stronger together.
And I'll see you next week. Yeah, I'll be here next.
Thank you, Max, for your participation as one of our volunteers. Max is a 101-year-old Marine veteran. His unit was one of the first to land on Guadalcanal. Max received Purple Hearts at the Battle of Tarawa and Saipan. We were hoping Max was going to be able to be here today, but unfortunately he could not. But he is just one example of how volunteers help us to be stronger together. In 2021, we had more than 11,000 people hold volunteer positions within the county. And in addition, community volunteers filled 312 positions on our boards and commissions. There's so much good news to report in the state of the county over the past year, and most recently, such as Johnson County's population grew by 12% to almost 610,000 in the past 2020 census. A spatial 2,977 flag exhibit and event observed the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. The county's Veteran Day observance in November honored veterans of Desert Storm and the War on Terrorism. The Johnson County Museum won the National Award of Excellence from the American Association of State and Local Museums. And the final report from the Johnson County Charter Review Commission recently was received with no proposed amendments to the county's home rule charter and no recommendations to county government. We very much thank the 25 members of the Charter Commission for their hard work over the past year. In June, Johnson County will celebrate Juneteenth with spatial activities being planned in our community. Juneteenth annually commemorates the abolition of slavery following the Civil War. It's a historic message then and now of freedom for all. And in September, as indicated in the video, another air show is being planned during Labor Day weekend with the Thunderbirds at New Century Air Center. And the following week, Grange Pups are back. The Johnson County Old Settlers celebration is returning to the Johnson County Square and downtown Olathe after a 2-year absence. That's 2 weekends of fun for all of us. There's so much good going on in our county and so little time to talk about it during this presentation. We have the finest schools, excellent libraries, beautiful parks and open spaces, safe communities and neighborhoods. We have strived to provide a vibrant quality of life for all and remain the ideal place to live, work, raise a family, receive an education, and retire. We can achieve this because we are stronger together. It has been said, it is the responsibility of leadership to provide opportunities for others. I learned the truth of that saying at an early age and in later years. I grew up a farm kid in Northeast Sedgwick County. My first 2 years of grade school were in a one-room schoolhouse. I finished my elementary education in a large facility. It had 3 classrooms. And I attended a small high school with about 100 students and a little over 20 in my class. Most of us in that class never gave college a thought. It was farm work or working the assembly lines in Wichita for most of us after graduation. But that mindset changed in our senior year when Kelso Deere, a Native American, was hired as the new superintendent. He also served as a state representative in the legislature from the Augusta area. Kelso Deere issued a challenge to the senior class. If any of us wanted to attend a state college or university, he would make sure we received financial assistance for that first year of school. It was then our responsibility to provide our own finances the second year and beyond. I decided to take the offer and found that a college education opened doors of opportunity that I never knew existed. I will never forget Kelso Deere. As a new mayor of Overland Park, I had the opportunity to learn so much from city manager Don Pites. He was an outstanding leader in his profession. We spent many hours sharing information about issues that came before the city. And I remember his advice, which was, Ed, listen to both sides of the issue, evaluate the information, and then make the decision that presents the best opportunity for the community. I also remember my good friend, Ben Craig. I know many of you in this room knew Ben as well as I did. He was not only a leader in the business community, but also in the broader community. He was one of a group who proposed that Johnson County have a community college. The successful leadership of that small group has given opportunities to many thousands of our young people and community members. Our challenge as a community will continue to be to provide the leadership that creates opportunity for all to succeed. With the start of 2023, I will once again retire in Johnson County. My final state of the county today also comes on the very day of my first address in 2011 as a newly elected county chair. My time as a public official in local government is coming to an end in 9 months after 44 years. There is nothing more challenging and nothing more rewarding than public service in local government. Thank you for allowing me to have that opportunity. At Overland Park City Hall and Johnson County Administration Building, I have been fortunate in that with the wonderful opportunity to work with community and local government leaders, past and present, and to pursue our shared vision, ideals, and opportunities for Johnson County. It has been my good fortune to work with outstanding staff, both at Overland Park and Johnson County, who have made such a positive impact on our community. Together, we try to do good things for our residents of all ages. We want to build and maintain a better, stronger, more vibrant community for generations to come. There's still so much work to do and a better tomorrow to envision together in our great home, Johnson County. Come next year, a new chair will be presenting the next state of the county. Please register if you are not registered to vote in the upcoming election to help elect who will be making that address in 23 and beyond. Please also give her or him your support and guidance. The state of the county is strong because of our continued commitment to work together and achieve excellence. I believe that we are a county that embraces collaboration and partnership in good times and not so good. That we are a community that cares for our residents, schools, libraries, and businesses. That we are a community that recognizes our frontline workers and our first responders. We are a community that appreciates our healthcare professionals, our teachers, and our veterans. And finally, we are a community that stands up to a challenge and comes back safer, wiser, and stronger together. I believe Johnson County is that community. Thank you all and have a terrific 2022. Thank you. Thank you.
Chairman Eilert, we appreciate your public service and the leadership you have provided in building a strong community in Johnson County. Thank you for sharing with us your 2022 State of the County Address. Finally, on behalf of this gathering, we welcome your leadership for the remainder of your term as chairman in the months ahead. We also wish you and your lovely bride, Jan, only the best years to come in your future retirement. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have completed our agenda for today's meeting. And I would like to just send a personal reminder to all of you to always see potential in moments. Thank you again for joining us. With that, we are adjourned.